all that fun stuff. So we're talking neck and shoulders, right, Mike?
Head, shoulders, knees, and toes.
Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and
And
toes.
toes. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Knees and
Nailed
toes.
it.
We're
Stuff.
good.
Um, you got your coffee? Boom. What is
This
that,
is
like Keurig special or something?
it's exactly what it is.
Nice.
I'm in my
See,
Plainville office and I forgot we had a Keurig here. And this is smell that.
look
Can you
at
smell
that.
it?
Ooh, bold.
It's mocha peppermint or something really fancy that they had.
Nice, dude. See,
Yeah, look at me.
we switched roles a little bit because I got like the expensive coffee.
We did switch. You went to Starbucks.
Right, yeah. It was nearby. We went to the playground this morning on the east side there. Took a little stroll, got some Starbucks, went down some
Beautiful.
slides, had a blast.
All right.
And so, all right, let's get into this thing.
Okay.
I feel like we actually, after we discussed this, I feel like it may have been a topic previously. But I think folks work so much on computers, phones, that shoulders, neck issues are commonplace. I'm sure you see it like all the time.
We do.
What are like a few of like the most common ones you see? I know you work mostly with like athletes and stuff,
Well, active people, yeah.
active
Exactly.
folks. So
Yeah.
what are some like neck, shoulder injuries or head injuries that you see with like active folks that you work with?
Yeah, probably the most common are like upper cervical strains, and I'll explain a little bit more.
Hmm.
So up here behind the head,
Hmm.
upper trap strains or shoulder.
Hmm.
And a lot of it is revolved. You can see the posture here,
Yeah. Oh
being
yes.
like this, right? So
Yep.
if I'm rounded like this,
Hmm.
can you see me okay? I can't really see
I
myself very
can.
well.
I can.
All
I
right.
can. Yeah, you're good.
So if I'm sitting at a computer like this, staring at a screen for a
Hmm.
long period of time, you get into this posture. I'm going to straighten my lower spine. I'm going to try to keep my head exactly where it is. So if I straighten my lower spine, you see where my head's looking right now,
Yeah, you're looking at the sky, man.
right? But when I'm slouched, I'm looking at the computer. So when we look at these upper cervical strains, people
Hmm.
are as if they're looking up at the helicopters going by all day long.
Oh,
They're
geez.
they're shortening up the muscles back there because they're so rounded from the spine below.
Got it.
So when we see these upper cervical injuries, and I can explain why this is actually important for runners too, because this could all get exaggerated.
Hmm.
Um, but when we see this, it can be everything from headaches, jaw pain, um, neck pain. Sometimes that
Hmm.
can refer down into the hands as well. So there's lots of different symptoms, and it
Okay.
all comes down to the fact that we're spending too much time in this rounded back, upper cervically extended position, cutting off blood
Gotcha.
flow, cutting off circulation, tightening all those tissues back there.
Gotcha.
So starting from the top, that would probably be the uppermost that we'll deal with.
Hmm.
And then the same thing when you're in that position and you're rounded forward. So shoulders are forward, you'll get a lot of trapezius tightness here. You'll
Hmm.
get a lot of tightness into the pec here. So
Yeah.
that trapezius tightness that can refer into the head and give you headaches and neck pain.
Hmm.
Sometimes cause like pinching sensations into the neck.
Hmm.
The pec tightness, which is pulling your shoulders forward, will typically present like a shoulder impingement or rotator cuff type of injury.
Hmm.
Sometimes we'll see that pec pain even present itself in the back side of the shoulder blade. So we've released pec. Did we needle your pec that time we did the dry needle talk? Or we
I
did
think it
you
was the
no
traps. It was the
trap?
traps, yeah. Because
Yeah.
these
So,
these things on me, whew, baby.
yeah, because you're here, right?
I'm just here
Getting ready for
all
coffee
day.
talks and
Yep. Hey, look at
Run
Coffee Talks
Club
coming up. Yeah,
podcast.
right, exactly.
Yeah, so and so many people are doing that, so this is the exact
Hmm.
problem. But we'll see trigger points in these areas that'll cause pain in the back as well.
Yeah. And
Um,
I've found too, like with that trap issue that I've had is like it's always like there, like it's always tight and whatever. But like when I run, I do notice it kind of gets a little bit like flared up. Like I can feel it because
yeah,
like I don't know exactly why, but like as soon as I go for a run, right side trap just like tightens
yeah.
up on me.
So think about the run. We've talked about strides and cadence before, right? So if you're
Hmm.
taking 180 steps, what do we say? 180 steps a mile, right?
A
No,
minute, I think.
minute. Sorry,
Yeah.
that's 180 arm swings a minute. So
Right.
you got this going on. I don't know if
Hmm.
I'm tall enough here. Let me lift my stool. My stool cannot be any higher, so this is as high as I'm
All
getting right
right,
now.
we got it.
But as you're running back and forth with your arm swing, so every
Yep.
time your leg's swinging, your arm is swinging with it. If you're already tight in these areas, you're going to get that repetitive motion, which can make whatever you have, like a low grade strain, you can make it a little worse.
Yep.
But then just think about as you're starting to get into your workout and you're breathing heavy,
Hmm.
right? So with runners, when we're working hard, we tend to use our accessory muscles to get in those deep breaths.
Okay.
If we
Yep.
could
So
all
these
breathe through
go.
our diaphragm, like through the belly breathing down in here the whole time, that'd be
Yep.
great. But when you're working hard, you need to use your accessory muscles, which is up in here. So as you're
Gotcha. So
running,
you're
you're
doing
already,
this.
yeah, and every inhale you're
Interesting.
taking, you're using your upper traps and these intercostal muscles and these neck muscles to pull the rib cage up to draw in more oxygen. So
Hmm.
that's going to just increase all the work in this area.
Ah, gotcha. Interesting. See, I
Make
didn't
sense?
think about that. I just breathe, man.
That's all
But
you should do.
boom, that's
Just
right.
breathe.
Just breathe.
Pearl Jam made a song about it. Just breathe.
Did they? Oh, see, I'm
They
not a
did.
huge Pearl Jam guy, but yeah.
I'll pretend I didn't hear that, but that's okay.
Right.
So yeah, so any of this stuff we're talking about posturally, which is affecting most humans who are walking the earth these days because we're all on screens, sitting,
Hmm.
doing bad things to our body, can be exaggerated in runners just by the sheer repetition of how many arm swings they're going to be taking. But also too, it all comes back to like impact and
Hmm.
um, foot strike and that type of thing. If you're a heel striking, straight knee, high impact, like heavy Sasquatch type of runner, all
Yeah.
that impact is going to work its way up to your spine.
Right.
And if you don't have good core strength through here, like every time you hit, you'll kind of drop into that position a little more. So it's like if I were
Ah.
to stand behind you and just kind of push down on your head,
Hmm.
what we would see is you would kind of fall into your weakest posture. Like you would kind of just cave
Right.
into it. And you'll see
Hmm.
if you look at someone run like first 100 meters of a run, let's say they're
Hmm.
doing a half marathon, and then you see them crossing, getting close to the finish line, because everyone wants to look good
Hmm.
crossing the finish line, so they'll pick
Of
it up a little
course.
bit,
Right.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Cameras are there. But if you
Hmm.
see them towards the end of their run, they don't look as good. Their shoulders are going to be forward, they're going to be
Sloppy.
falling
Yeah.
down because
Yeah.
they're falling into that posture a little bit,
Right.
which
Like if I,
comes down to everything we've talked about in every runner's coffee talk ever. Runners need to get strong.
you got to get strong. See, like right
Gotta
now,
get
if I wanted to relate, like if I wasn't
do
talking
it.
about this stuff, I'd just be
Do
like,
it. Let us see it, man.
I just go, and then
Right.
I'd be like, I feel like hunchback over here,
Well,
But I
so many of us are like that.
right, but I've seen pictures of me like as you were talking. So like start of the race, boom, looking good, feeling good, posture's great, midfoot, looking like strong, and then like not at the finish line, but like a couple 100 meters before the finish line, like heel striking, hunched over, like all like a mess.
Right.
And so I think, like you're saying, strength, right? We got to get strong. So if you're someone who maybe has some of these issues, like neck issues, shoulder stuff, um, what are some things we can do? Like you had mentioned, the pecs kind of get tight. Is there a way to like open that up or like strengthen back here? Oh, look at that! Is that a
That's a
lacrosse
lacrosse
ball?
ball.
All right.
Yeah. A lacrosse ball into the pec area through here. So
Mm-hmm.
if you visualize like a door jamb here, where you
Mm-hmm.
could push that ball and kind of use your legs to go up and down and massage that area of your pec. Because what
Yep.
we're looking to do is to get front of the shoulder, up under the shoulder blade, all in through this area. So
Mm-hmm.
if that loosens up, that automatically frees all this.
Oh,
So
okay.
let's do something fun here. So if I were to reach into the camera right now and grab your purple bandana that's around your neck.
Yep.
Yep. So do that. Like pull it forward.
All right. Yep.
Where on your body do you feel the tension of that bandana?
Kind of like back of the neck
Back
there.
there. Yeah, but
Yep.
where's the problem?
Right here in the
In the
front.
front, right?
Yeah.
It's that. So this is what happens to the pecs. All that
Mm-hmm.
tension is pulling down here. We don't feel it here very often. Pecs don't get hurt that often, especially with
Yeah.
runners. But because we have so much weakness and there's so much room for error in the cervical spine, that's going to pull you into this position. You're going to feel it back there. So some sort of pec massage,
Mm-hmm.
awesome. Any
Yep.
sort of pec stretching. So getting
Mm-hmm.
into a doorway,
Yep.
my forearms resting on a door jamb. I'm just going to lunge forward slightly, so I open up this area through here,
Okay. Yep.
similar to like
Boom.
a calf stretch. So right now I'm
Mm-hmm.
basically in a calf stretch type of position. So while
Yep.
you're stretching your right calf, go ahead and stretch your left pec, and then switch to the other
Oh.
side. Okay, do the
All right.
opposite calf and the opposite pec there.
Mm-hmm.
And even just if you're a computer worker during the day, get up out of your seat, get the
Mm-hmm.
hands behind you, like reach back here, try to open
Mm-hmm.
up, get your hands over your head, do things like this just to get out of this position.
Mm-hmm.
If you can do that once every 20 to 30 minutes, it's not
Yep.
going to affect your productivity much, but open up the front, get your hands over your head, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Anything you can do to pull down and back
Yeah.
into this position is hugely
Mm-hmm.
beneficial. And then there's a whole bunch of stretches. You can find a million of them. There's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
good ones out there. I mean, obviously Google it and you'll find way too many, but anything you can do to pull
Right.
the shoulder blades back
Mm-hmm.
will help. And then to stretch this area here, it's just a simple side bend, like so.
Okay. Yep.
So
Yeah, that's a good one.
yeah, let's try something with you. Let's see what. So when you pick one direction, either one, side
I'll
bend.
go this way
Okay, where do you feel the stretching?
over here
Okay, on
on
a scale
the
of 0 to 10, how intense is that?
5.
All right, come on up nice and tall.
Boom.
What I want you to do, watch my profile. I want you to do just a little bit of a chin tuck.
Chin tuck. Okay.
Okay,
Yep.
so just a tiny bit.
All right. Chin tuck.
Your voice gets deeper when you do it
Yeah, I
right.
know. It sounds so
So you
cool.
do the chin tuck and then
Yeah.
side bend again.
Oh,
Worse, right?
yeah, right.
And the
Goodness
reason why,
gracious.
remember we talked about is we fatigue or
Mm-hmm.
you're going to fall into this type of position. So if you side bend here, it's not going to be as effective as if you get up because we're all sitting here with our forward head. So if we chin tuck slightly, bring
Yep.
up the back of the occiput, so open up the upper cervical area back here, get a little
Mm-hmm.
bit taller, and then side bend, we'll get a better stretch into that upper trap.
Ah, right.
Chin
Interesting.
tuck, side bend.
Chin
And then if
tuck,
you want to,
side
if
bend.
after you master that and it becomes easy, then you can do a gentle pull with your hand.
Okay.
But you got to be careful because as soon as people grab their heads, they want to rip that thing right off their neck. You got to go gentle.
Yeah, don't rip your head off. I think
Nope.
is a good.
Don't
That's
do
a
it.
great tip.
Probably the best one we've ever had.
I think you're right. So all right, so we got to open up the pecs. Is there anything we can do back here? Should we do like some strengthening stuff, or are we just like we just need to open up the front, or can
Well,
we do
yeah,
something back there?
yeah, no, you brought up a good point. If we strengthen the back,
Mm-hmm.
it'll open up the front. So we can,
Yeah.
we can do the pec stretches, we can do the arms behind the back, we can free up the traps. That's all great. But if
Mm-hmm.
we can get some resistance where you can do like a rowing type of exercise.
Mm-hmm.
So picture my hand holding an elastic band, exactly,
Yep.
or a cable, and
Boom.
you're squeezing your shoulder blades back, doing the row like this.
Yep.
Another thing you can do is you gotta picture me lying on the ground. My head is resting on a towel roll, arms by my side.
Mm-hmm.
See if you can get this here. Okay, you can. So again, I'm lying flat on the floor. I've got a
Yep.
towel roll under my forehead. I call this
Okay.
the skydiver. So
Yep.
you squeeze your shoulder blades back. Just bring your hands to the back part of your body, not
Mm-hmm.
up this way, and just
Yep.
hold that against gravity, and your head comes up a little bit. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, your forehead's coming off the towel, your shoulders are coming off the ground, so you're activating all the posterior muscles.
Yep.
Hold for 5 seconds, relax it. You do a few of those.
All right.
That doesn't
Cool.
require any equipment at all.
Mm-hmm.
If you can, get a TheraBand or some of these easy, cheap elastic bands that we use in fitness and rehab,
Mm-hmm.
attach it to a door near your office or where you're spending a lot of time on the computer, and then
Mm-hmm.
you can just turn, do some of the rows, do the skydiver on the ground, sprinkle a couple of those in throughout the day,
Yeah.
and that'll help counteract the negativity of sitting in that posture all day.
Nice. And now that we're all working from home, you won't look like a goof bag in the office doing
You
like
won't.
skydivers in the middle of the floor.
Right, but if you're like the situation in my home, you'll get attacked by a 1-year-old poodle and a 7-year-old little mutt.
That could potentially
Dogs
happen.
love humans on the ground. They think it's playtime.
They sure do. Cool. Well, I think I got to wrap this sucker up. But
That was good.
that's a good place to end because we got some good exercises, we got some good stretches.
Yes.
Do you have a dad joke for this week?
Oh, no,
Because
do you?
I got one. It
Okay,
wasn't.
let's
It's
hear
not
it.
really a dad joke. It was. It's one of these jokes that was actually on like Miles' milk cup that he got when we
All
went to get breakfast.
right.
Okay, what did the ocean say to the lighthouse?
What did the ocean say to the lighthouse? Tell me.
Nothing. It just waved,
I like that.
right?
That was actually good.
Yeah, yeah. Just waved. Do
Just
you have
wait.
one?
I don't.
Oh, all
And you
right.
put,
That's
and
cool.
I'm on the spot. We're gonna end with that one. That was a good one.
That's a good
I'll have
one.
one next
Cool.
week. I promise.
Sounds good. Cool. We will see you then,
All
10:30
right.
Monday next week. Thanks again for joining me.
Awesome.
Thank you
Thank you,
everybody
as
for tuning
always.
in.
Yeah, thanks everybody.
We'll see you, bud.
Ciao.